Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your first ever set of numerology videos with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. As many of you know, I do weekly tarot readings, monthly tarot readings. I also do a numerology live stream each month as well to set you up for the month ahead. Many of you know me from the Life Path series that I put out, which I cannot thank you all enough. Like I'm still actually completely blown away at how popular it's been, how many view counts they have. It's still really strange to me because when I was doing it, I was just doing it as a labor of love. And I've learned so much more since then as well. So don't forget, if you haven't seen it, there is a video that will show you how to calculate your life path number. That will be floating around up here somewhere. There's also a video to help you calculate your personal year number, which is a very important vibration for you to know. So there's also a video for you to find out how to do that as well. Be sure to check those out so that you can really get into these videos and use this information for the best for your, your path ahead for the month. So with that said, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you are a continued subby of mine, you know I absolutely love you, and thank you so much for being a part of the Radiant Reality community. So we get into it. August 2021 is a universal 4-month, right? So some of you are probably like, if you know numerology at least a little bit, some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, here we go. For all of you, you will probably remember, for those of you that have been with me long enough, you will remember the numerology video that I put out at the start of 2020, which was a true 4-year. Lots of people postulate it being a 22. It wasn't a 22 year. I can assure you it was a 4-year. I'm not going to debate that. That's the way that I experience it. That's the way that I feel it was with what I know of numerology. So we're going to get straight into it. So what is 4? I got my trusty notes here. Always got notes. You guys know me by now. So 4 is a slow energy. It's slow, grounded, and determined. It's a number of structure. It's a number of order. And so this month really asks us all to be, or invites us all to work inside the parameters of what we know, of what we understand, what we can do really well. 4 is grounded and practical, and it's structured. This is the order, the energy of order. 4 is all about the manifest world. It's about the tangible, the physical, it's about the material. It's a very slow moving energy. So this month, I mean, which, you know, considering it's Leo season, isn't necessarily a bad thing. One of the things that I really like about this actually is it will allow us to enjoy the summer. It will allow us to just really experience the best of what we can. Providing we don't swim against the tide or try to fight the energy. That's the thing with 4 energy. If you try to force something, it will push back. And as we've already all seen, right, the universal energy is bigger than we are. Now, that being said, I've got here, this can be an amazing month to see results, but can also be a month that requires you to stand firm on what you have promised to deliver. So this is kind of the long and short of it, right? The number 4 is very linked to the energy of integrity, honesty. So whatever you promise you're going to do this month, you're going to have to show up for it. This is why in the month of August, you want to under promise and over deliver. If you do it the other way around, you will be held accountable. 4 and 6 energy tend to be very much like that. Like, you can't get away with throwing a comment out, oh yeah, you know, I'll totally be there and I'll do that. Like, it will hold you accountable. So if you say you're going to do something, be prepared to show up in that way. If you do show up in the way that you say you're going to, the rewards and the blessings can be absolutely wonderful, which is great. Now, 4 energy, I've got to be really honest with you, it doesn't fuck around. So like I said, you've got to be in your integrity, you've got to stand tall, you've got to be honest, you've got to be open about what is possible, what you're prepared to do, what you're prepared to give, and you need to follow through on that. What I will say as well, you've got to come up with the goods, right? If you're planning to do something this month, a solid plan, being organized, those things are going to be paramount for you this month if you really want to get ahead. One of the things that I will say about this energy as well, you got to come up with the goods. If you're planning to cut corners, if you're planning to try to pull the wool over somebody's eyes, or, you know, wing it here and there, it will catch you. And trust me, when 4 energy catches you out, it's usually quite public. So, or at least for you know, for somebody to witness. So if you don't want that experience, you'll have to forgive me, I'm currently melting. It's so hot here in the UK. But hey, I ain't complaining. We've got sunshine. It's good, right? But it will catch you out. So what I've said to everybody is, grab yourself by the boobs or grab yourself by the balls and get on with it. You've got to dig in, you've got to dig deep, and you've got to be prepared to work. That is what this month is asking you to do. It's a powerful energy for getting ahead, absolutely. It can be a month where you can build a very solid foundation for whatever dreams, goals, hopes, wishes you have going forward. So the energy of the number 4, if you've been with me long enough, you'll know I will have said this to you. It can literally be a box where you, like, that holds you prisoner or holds you captive, and it's usually a box of your own making, or it can be a step or a platform to get you to where you want to be next, right? So use that to your best advantage. Now that you have that information, plan accordingly. What the characteristics of this energy are direct, focused, and linear. When you think about a square, it's, you know, it's lines, right? It's straight lines. It is clear. It's defined. It doesn't have, you know, there's nothing wishy-washy. 4 energy is you are either in or you are out. There's no room for, there's room for negotiation based on plans. Absolutely. Based on organization, yes, absolutely. But if you're hoping to wing it, you know, just chuck it in there and see how it goes, no. It's practical, realistic, and grounded, right? So all of these things are buzzwords this month. And if you're the sort of person that's usually like, yeah, you know, I'll just see how it goes, you might struggle this month, especially because the external world is going to demand more specificity from you. All right, so it's determined, disciplined, and dedicated. And it's interesting that those words come up with the 4 energy, because the letter D corresponds to the number 4. So, right, it makes sense. Discipline, determination, you know, dedication, all of these things. It's also a number that provides the energy of drudgery, honesty, and integrity. There's nowhere to hide with a number 4. It's just like a square, right? You know, if one line is kind of bowed or a little bit out, or, you know, goes off at an angle, it's no longer a square. That's why when you think about the energy of the number 4, it's precise. You know, it's precise, it's specific. And this month you have to be those things with yourself and with any of your endeavors. So the questions that you need to ask yourself: are your plans solid? Are you organized? Do you know where everything goes, where it belongs? Do you have a good idea of what the end goal or result actually looks like for you? Do they have weight, or are they pie in the sky? And this vibration is going to highlight that to you this month. So basically buckle up. It's not a bad month. There's no such thing as that kind of energy. It's not whether it's good or bad. It's about how you utilize it and how you internalize and then externalize that information or that energy. So yes, it's going to depend on your life path number, how you approach this. It will depend on your upbringing, your growth, your mindset. It's going to depend on your astrology. It's going to depend on all of these things. But when you think about each one of these systems, tarot, astrology, numerology, you know, energy work, like, they're all slices of what make up the whole you. And so each one of these pieces of information that I give you is giving you a different insight into how things are going to affect you specifically. All right, so with that said, let's get into your personal life path messages. Take care, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, Life Path 7 person. All right, let's get into it. So good news, this month is going to be somewhat kinder to you than it is most of the other numbers. I think you and probably the life path, well, definitely the life path fours, you guys have it a lot easier than anybody else because you understand the energy of taking your time, which is great. So on a sort of practical level, this really suggests that you're enjoying the practical integrity approach to things, which is fantastic. I also like some of the notes that I've got here as well. It suggests that the social aspects of life this month, it also suggests that you're gaining a spiritual insight that maybe you were unaware of previously. This could be a month that sees you having a spiritual awakening or awareness of some sort. You might get a really deep insight into something on a personal level that speaks to you really powerfully. This actually could really help you get ahead. I'll say this as well, consider the messages that come are only filtered by your mind and your conditioning. So if some news comes through that about something that that could be great and you feel like it's pie in the sky, ask yourself, where are you being too rigid and actually you need to be open to something new or possibly something revolutionary. All right, so when it comes to the love life, when it comes to the partner this month, taking time to find out what their needs are. Sorry, I got an itchy leg. Taking time to find out what their needs are will serve you really, really well. It could also be really a good time, and this is not something that you're known for, but if you can communicate your own feelings to your partner this month. And I'm not talking about, you know, hinting at it or, you know, doing something practical to show them that you love them. I'm talking about opening your mouth and saying what you feel. Communicating your feelings this month could really deepen the bond between you and your partner and may even take it to a spiritual height that you've never experienced before. If you have the urge, tantric, you know, yoga and or sex or sexual connection, all of that kind of stuff, very powerful and very potent for you this month. So if you've got a partner, you know, find a way to really, you know, show them the power of touch. This month it could take you to heights unknown. For those of you that are wanting to connect with somebody new, this month is all about whether your or theirs is the best way to get acquainted or connected. So whether this is about your feelings, whether it's about somebody else's feelings, the more open and possibly a little bit more vulnerable you are with how you feel about things, with what really turns you on, with what really excites you, with what really upsets you or annoys you, that brutal honesty this month. Usually Life Path 7 will hide things away. This month, if you are more open about it and more vocal, you'll get so much more out of it. In terms of potential partners, magical things await you if you're brave enough to communicate what your wants, needs and emotional connections really are built on. When it comes to your money, so finance is an interesting subject for all people with a Life Path 7, because it allows you to have to create what you desire. It just doesn't come easy to Life Path 7 people, which, you know, you get a bad rap in that regard, but you've got so many other gifts, so it's got to balance out somewhere, right? What I will say to you is, if you deny yourself because it's not sensible this month, you will really feel that. I'm not saying go out and be frivolous, but I am saying live well, and if that means spending money, then spend it. All right, if that's the case, override that and go with the feelings. So this month you might be a little bit more impulsive. You might come across as a bit more impulsive, and you know, those that really know you well might be a bit like, okay, have we hit the midlife crisis? What's going on? Those who have encouraged you to be a bit more impulsive are going to be like, yes, bitch. You know, so this could be a really great month in that regard. If you have trouble or challenges with money and finances, this month could go a long way to you discovering why that actually is, right? And it might come again through a spiritual practice or maybe even a spiritual insight that completely blows your mind. So be open to it. When it comes to work this month, get clear on what's going on with work, right? You've got to be really clear with yourself and really honest. Is it fulfilling? Is it fun? Do you love it? Do you loathe it? You've got to be really honest with yourself this week. Is it pushing you? Is it growing you? Or are you just making money so that you don't end up homeless? Whichever it is going to be highlighted to you in stark contrast this month. So be awake and be aware for it when it comes. I know we've all got real world concerns to come. You know, we all have to live, we all have to eat, all of that. I totally get that. But this month, it really, you will feel it. If you know you're just doing something for the money, this month you will feel it. And when you do, you might say to yourself, right, it's time to build this exit strategy. All right, so is it time for pushing harder in what you're doing now? Or is it time to push on for what you would like to be doing now? So your best steps this month are give rise to all the best, happiest and most hopeful thoughts that you have. As somebody that is ruled by the energy of Neptune, you have this wonderful ability to envision what you truly want and desire, and so therefore draw it to you, right? But if you never allow if you're only about the facts and it's always got to be scientific, which, you know, a lot of Life Path 7 people get locked into, if it's only about that, that's what you will get. With the combination of energies that are surrounding you this month, you have the chance to go for the dream. But you've got to be bold and brave and, quite frankly, loose enough on the inside to dream the dream, to consider, you know, what would I really love to do? What would I really like to have? You know, what is the best sex that I would love to have? What is the most money I'd like to earn? Like, you've got to open yourself up to dreaming about those things in order to make it a reality. So sticking to just the rigid, you know, just this and this month isn't going to cut it. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone somehow. And for your, what else have I got here as well? Getting to know what's going on inside you will stop you reacting to the circumstances or being ruled by how you feel. And this happens when we refuse to feel or acknowledge what we're actually feeling. It's all about the feels this month, and I know a lot of you are going to be really uncomfortable with this, but you know, you want to get ahead, you want to make life the best that it can be. These are some of the best ways you can do it. Your warning this month is be gentle with yourself. You might find that you feel a little bit more sensitive than usual. Now, I know the secret, right? Not like the secret, but I know the secret, and the secret for Life Path 7 people is you're a lot more sensitive than people give you credit for, than you let people know you actually are. And so if you're feeling that heightened sensitivity this month, you can either allow it to be a superpower, or you can allow it to be the thing that makes you start, you know, when you're super sensitive, like if you've got sensitive skin, anything makes you itch, right? Your feelings are going to be doing that this month, and how you manage that is going to be really important. Give yourself a wide berth on the things that you know, because developments might show you over and over why you might be wrong about something. So this month, allow yourself to be proven wrong. Allow yourself to say, okay, you know what I know needs to shift because there's new information coming in here. Really, really important this month. All right, so your new moon and full moon messages. Your new moon is the gate 7. That's you, and discipline, right? So this new moon is really asking you to consider overriding what you think is good for you. And that's not saying, like, you know, don't put yourself at risk or anything like that. What I mean is, when you have a very clear way of doing things all the time, to step out of that comfort zone can be hard. When you think about bees, they do whatever's good for the hive, right? And so this month you have to try and think in that way as well. And the best way to do it is to go by the feel. For your full moon message, you've got, how uncanny is that? Look at that, right? You got the gate 16 and enthusiasm. This full moon wants you to have fun. It wants you to be aware of how you feel and to know that those are your superpowers. To know that your feelings are the things that are going to direct you to what is good for you, to what is right for you, and to what is new for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Do you love this? Do you loathe it? Do you want more of it? Take care, and I'll see you soon.